Tonight on Summer 99 Uncovered, landlady Penny Bradley swaps pulling pints for cracking jokes.
Look, I've got anorexia.
Divorcee Mick and 4 kids discover the delights of a family holiday. And on the workers' day out, Barry Sparkle makes the most of a coach accident.
Go for it, get your coins out. Charity.
This is Mount Teide, a spiritual place of peace and tranquility. The volcano has stood dormant over the island for 90 years, but if it's scorching heat, fiery explosions and burning eruptions you're looking for, follow the long and winding road to the inferno that is Las Americas. One of the 2 Welsh bars on the island is the White Rose, and tonight landlady Penny is entertaining a group from her hometown of Merthyr Tydfil. Penny, who's desperate for a change of direction in her life, has put the bar up for sale.
We've had a good 2 years there. We've really enjoyed ourselves, but it's long and hard hours. We work 7 days a week, myself and my husband, and as you can see, it's quite energetic here.
She has no intention to leave the island, just the pub.
You get up every day to the sunshine, and that's one of the nicest things. But if you can work and enjoy it as well, it's a bonus, isn't it? A real bonus.
One of Penny's regulars is getting out of control.
I think I'm going to get the gun now and shoot the fucker.
However, Penny will have the last laugh with her handcuffs and whip.
I'm going to give him an award for being the prick of the night. He's into voltage. Right, good.
What's wrong with you?
Right, girls, I want all the girls in the audience to come and give this little wanker a thrashing. Go on, whip fuck
A
out.
rare opportunity for the girls to get even with the slobbering man.
Oh, come on, use the other end. You fucking weak, you are weak. Listen here. Right, that's your turn. Don't go crazy.
Everyone gets a chance to whip him into shape.
Oh, she likes a bit of spanking, this one. Oh, that's enough.
Hello.
Say hello to your mother.
Wait. Hello, Mom, I love you.
Penny's victim, whose name is Gareth, will know why he has a sore head tomorrow, but will wonder why he can't sit down for breakfast.
Who's got the keys?
Who's got the keys? Somebody's got
Get the keys, hang on.
Who's got the keys?
I have really lost the keys. This isn't funny anymore. There you go. Left the fucking sleep here. I found them. I found the keys.
Once free, Gareth attempts to regain his dignity, but he fails at the first hurdle.
Number 1.
It's nights like these that have kept Penny going through the hard times, but she's adamant she wants to go.
The new people hopefully will be coming in the end of August. There's been a bit of delays.
Has that been causing you a bit of stress in your life?
Oh yeah, I've been really stressed out because I'm meant to be going into a new cabaret act and it's sort of put everything behind now.
It's midday, and this group of nightclub workers are wondering why they're not at home, in bed and sleeping. Today is a workers' excursion.
As you can see, the workers have turned out in full force.
To boost morale as a long season draws to an end, club bosses Joe and Nigel have organised a day out on the mountain. Bobby's extrovert Barry Sparkle has taken things a little too literally.
Us mountain men are real men.
Go
get there.
Hey!
Hey, can I use this time? Come here. thought I'd show you now without no one knowing. Come a bit closer because they're looking for the egg and spoon race.
It's too late, I've done it.
Right, come on in.
Come on, let's get
We've
in.
got the front seats. Right, the front seats. Made sure for the governor. That's it.
Everyone's in good form as the two coaches pull away.
Good afternoon, campers. Adios. To the right, we have rocks. And to the left, we have more rocks.
And in my pocket there's even more rocks.
And in my area, I'm fucking hit my joke, the bastard. Have we got any Bobby staff on here? Oh, there he is. The trendy one. Excuse me, the trendy one. All right. Don't get fucking excited. Have you got any knickers on, love? Come right here. He is in charge, isn't he? Of the referee of everything.
Referee is, yeah, only because he goes both ways.
Yeah.
I'll be showing you what it's like to go both ways later night. I'm going to make sure he takes it all.
The journey is delayed as a lorry hits the side of the coach. The accident is typically Canarian as both drivers have refused to give way.
Right, I'm gonna judge.
Joe commentates on the drivers' negotiations.
I think it's definitely going to go off here, right? So I'm having my money, right, on... I'm having my money on the geezer standing firm, folding his arms with the mobile back phone. He's now saying, I've had enough of this, I'm going to go and get one of these cactuses and I'm going to stick it right up your Jack Jones. My brother now saying, if you don't hurry up, my brother's going to come out, get the fucking bat and do all fucking three of you. Now, he's fucking hungry. Because he wants a bit of food. Look, he hasn't eaten for 3 months. Fuck you, he's gone, I ain't having none of that. He said, do you want it? Fuck off, he's gone. Come on in, he's gone, do you want it? He said, come and have a go if you think you're hard enough. He said, bollocks.
Despite his primitive appearance, the mountain man has a good eye for business.
Right, he's charging a toll. Look, Sparkle's charging 100 pesetas for the cars to go past. What a dirty bastard, look.
Meanwhile, the drivers are pondering what to do next. The police are on their way, but Joe has got other plans.
Quítame uno. ¿Y ahora?
Can you peel this for me? I don't want to get my fingers dirty.
Ahora mira.
Go on, Joe!
Can't believe this happened to our coach to you.
Eventually, they exchange insurance details and the party gets back on the road.
Finally, after about an hour and 20 minutes, it looks like we're on the move. It looks like the two coach drivers have kissed and made up. So we're off. Let's go.
Staying in Las Americas is Mick Campbell and his two children, Selena, 18, and Michael, 11. They've brought along their best friends, Thomas and Sarah. The holiday is a real test for Mick, as he only sees his children every 2 weeks, and he's never taken them abroad before.
Paradise, look, good Guinness. 2,000 miles away and they do good Guinness. What more can you ask?
Mick, who has struggled to find entertainment that suits them all, is taking them out to a Caribbean cabaret where you can eat and drink all you can at Pleasure Island.
Sorry. Can you bring a drink on it? Oh.
With a few hours to wait, they hit the bar, where Michael is distracted by the bungee rocket. Mick treats them, but Selena refuses to take part.
That was right. It's like your heart's going to come out of its socket.
How many people have been killed since we've been here?
No, I can't. No way, look at it. It's too high.
First up on the bungee rocket is Michael and Sarah.
On the bar.
Your brother's got the guts, but
Oh, I haven't. They're all crazy. They're all off their head.
you don't mind?
I don't mind.
You won't be forced into it?
You're definitely going to mix.
No, I'm not. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Michael's heart's going to go, woo.
No many padre. It's very...
Right, Michael! Whoa! Here we go!
Your mum is never going to forgive me.
They're all imagine their heart now.
Mick, who is rediscovering his youth, is not afraid to try it, so goes on with Thomas. But Selena definitely won't go. Inside, the performers try to capture the Caribbean feel, but it's a free drink that wins the Campbell's attention.
First hour or so, it all just disappears. We're all running around like headless chickens. They don't realise that they can drink from start to finish. So they come in, drink as much as they can in the first hour, then start knocking glasses over and spilling drinks. And we have a madam serving them, then a madam cleaning them. If you think about them in their British pubs back home, they're drinking 2 pints of lager and that's their good evening. They come here, they don't know what to do with themselves, all this beer just being put in front of them. So they're just necking it as they go along.
After the entertainment, it's time to soak up some of the alcohol. But it's Michael who's first up to get his plate of chicken and chips. After dinner, holiday rep Captain Sprat the Pirate takes the kids away so that the parents can let their hair down. For a time, the girls and a reluctant Mick enjoy a dance together, but there's trouble ahead.
Right, let's get on with it.
This is Gary, or Johnny Dynamite. He's a blues comedian on the island, and he's written an act for Penny and her good friend Kathy.
Stand still, winking, looking at the guys, blow them a kiss. Pretend you're sexy. Pretend. Come in now, away from that man. You've got to come in when it's your turn. Away from that man. Yeah, and point to someone. The bald-headed guy or the guy with a big moustache or whatever it is. Look someone out in the audience who's tapping the feet or clicking the hands or going along with it. And he's your stool pigeon for the night because he's warming. Yeah?
Gary doesn't tolerate failure, and tension mounts as Penny tries to remember the jokes.
What do you mean I've got anorexic, I have?
What have you got? You haven't got anorexic, you've got anorexia.
I said it all the right.
Fucking hell, fire. Come on. This is the smell of adrenaline.
Well, I've got anorexic.
You have got anorexia, you've got fucking anorexia. Fucking hell, fire. I've got fucking anorexic. Just try it without the music.
Right, go on then. Look, I've got anorexia.
Hey!
Fuck off.
But now she has the rest of the act to get right.
Fucking hell, fire.
When anorexic people look in the mirror, they think they're anorexic.
God give me strength. What have you got?
A nervous fucking breakdown.
Try it again.
Because when anorexic people look in the mirror, they think they're fat, but when I look in the mirror, I know I'm fat, so I must be anorexic.
Well, that's really going to work tomorrow night. The rest is going to come easy, the rest is audience participation,
Yeah.
and I'll be there to help you on the night. Right, we're going to go right back to the beginning and we're just going to do a quick dress rehearsal. It's all about timing! Fucking noisy bastard, shut up! The comedy pause. The thing that makes the thing funny. 34 hours to go.
With such little time left to prepare, Gary believes his ranting and raving is justified.
You know now.
When you spend 5 weeks doing and preparing the whole show, putting it all together, writing the scripts, and they don't even look at them until the day of the rehearsals, then I think you've got the right to be shouting at people.
I'm confused with it all. I don't know where he wants me to kiss or wank. I mean, not wank. I mean wink. I did a kiss or wink. I don't know which way he wants me to do it. What's Gary like? Tough. Horrible. Hate him.
Penny, that's the posters I've done for you. What do you think?
Oh, they're brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. He's written all the scripts for us. He's dedicated a lot of hours, and I'm pissing it up, basically. It is all my fault.
I think it's going to be an absolute nightmare.
I think we're going to be fantastic, do you not, Sister Menopause?
Yeah. I think there's going to be a miracle, a little miracle tomorrow night.
After the break, the people who risked life and limb on the beach.
massive, look at this.
Cheating gets out of control on the workers' excursion.
Don't tell Job and Bobby.
And Selena goes mad when Mick goes AWOL.
He's got a son in there that he's got to go back and fucking find.
For most people, going to the beach usually means suntan oil, maybe a bat and ball, and if you're the energetic sort, you may have a pedalo. On El Médano Beach, 10 kilometers north of Las Americas, a couple of English windsurfers are making waves in the newest, scariest and most radical sport to hit the water. The sport is kite surfing.
The kites are incredibly powerful, far more powerful than you can possibly believe. If you were to hold a kite on the beach without knowing what you were doing, it's more than capable of pulling you 4 or 5 meters in the air before you know what's going on. It really is an incredible rush.
Mark Shim, who moved here 6 years ago to escape the pressures of competition windsurfing, is blown like a feather across the beach. But the kites only come into their own when you attach a board and get in the water. The sport is so new that Mark is inventing and developing new moves each day.
Yes, forward. I wasn't around in the early days of windsurfing, but I get the impression it's really like the first days of windsurfing. It's really exciting and stuff's happening so quickly, everything's changing, it's fantastic, it's just exciting. I go to bed thinking about it, I wake up thinking about it. It's great.
El Médano is famous in the windsurfing world for its strong winds and mast-high waves. Today is no exception. Mark never misses a chance to be on the water with kite and board. Today it's blowing gale force and the infamous Médano rocks are making conditions treacherous. The first casualty of the day.
Bloody windy here.
Another smashed board, but so far there've been no human injuries. As the wind speed increases, Mark is overpowered, so decides a smaller kite is the option. A tiny error by Mark, and he's hurled up the beach. He manages to walk away, but with each step, Mark is feeling another cut or graze.
Give it 10 minutes, I'll have another 10 places bleeding, I'm sure. Oh, there's a good one. I was going to take the board off my leg so it didn't go over the rocks, and in reaching down to put the board off, the kite fell, and then it all started going pear-shaped, and you can see the acceleration from the kite. So I'm 88 kilos, and it might as well have been 5 kilos the way it was pulling me around. If you want to get good at any sport, you have to push your limits, and if you're pushing your limits, then you're going to make mistakes. And if you make mistakes, it can end in pain. If you don't want the pain, then take up tiddlywinks.
But for the less adventurous, there are more dignified alternatives. Natasha and Tony work selling activities like scuba diving.
Can we come in?
Tony has never plucked up the courage to dive.
Excellent. And when do you want to do it? Thursday. I need 1,000 potato deposit now to take to the office. See you later. That was a success. Yeah. They are just interested in doing things, you know, like all the water sports and that. I think they find that more important than going out till 8 o'clock in the morning, basically, which is good, I think. It's good for us. So hopefully now we're going to try and... Oh, look, there's a group of lads over there, look. All right, hang on a minute, you lot. 2 different prices for the jet skis.
Natasha's selling technique is perfect, and this group of lads soon part with their money.
Oh, I love my life. It's a great life, isn't it? I started scuba diving because I was just bored last summer, the beginning of last summer, and I happened to be walking past a scuba diving place and thought, oh, I'll try that. And went in and booked it, did it the next day, and absolutely loved it. Came out, just wanted to get straight back into the water again. And they were looking for PRs at the time, and the reason that I started was for a bit of extra cash, but because you get your dives free.
Natasha's biggest challenge is to get Tony into the water.
Right.
Well,
Tony's finally decided to do her dive. Finally, next week.
Well,
ready for
probably
this
more nervous than me. Am I ready for it? No.
I'm not ready for it. I'll take you anyway.
No, I'm ready.
Can you?
No, you scared me. You scared me last time.
You need the proper one, you need the best.
Get under there, nice and calm, breathing.
Roy, how long have you been on the island diving?
2.5 years then.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's the best place to dive in the world.
Really?
Well, no. But
I had to say that.
I recommend it to anybody to dive in Tenerife. It's a very good experience to do. If I've done it before, it's got to be done. It's got to be done properly.
A bit of prompting from Natasha and a date is set, but will she go through with it, or will she pull out at the last moment? Up on the mountain, the injured coach finally arrives, over 2 hours late.
Believe it! Fucking coach! It's fighting! Charlie!
First priority is to unload the beers.
What, darling? Wait a minute.
Competition over the egg and spoon race is out of control.
Look at this, look! The egg and spoon race is going to be fucking cancelled because there's a lot of cheating going on.
Right, rounders first, so we'll get everyone on the football pitch. Right. Throw all them sticks off.
Come on! Come and get your drinks. Come, let's go. Here we go, Lord.
Mountain man Barry, already bored of the game, is eager to make new acquaintances. These Spanish girls are completely bemused. Midway through the game, Joe loses interest.
Let's strip off all Sparkle's clothes.
Hold on!
Watch this then. Wait, go on, do your run. Do your run.
No sports event is complete without a streaker, even if this one has to be pushed. Joe takes 2 minutes to be serious with his daughter and reflect on the day so far.
I mean, if you can see that view from here, that you're about above the clouds, and it just gets you. Look at her, look, she looks like a little mountain girl now, look. You want to go swimming? Mummy going to take you swimming?
Swings.
Swings? Oh, Mummy going to take you to swings. Yeah, it's going all right. I mean, we've got different people playing football, people getting drunk over there, people sunbathing.
Revenge, I'm going to get everybody back, all right? I'm not bitter and twisted about everybody, they're on my mountain, it's my words.
Mountain man gets his revenge. As the sun goes down on Pleasure Island's Caribbean party, everyone is happy, except for Selena. Mick has disappeared after promising that he would stay until the end.
Is everybody having a great sunny holiday?
But down the road, Mick has found happiness in his favourite pint, served in his favourite bar, Murphy's. Mick was finding the cabaret and atmosphere too much to bear.
It's not my sort of night. I really detested it. For the kids, I'll do my best, but when they wanted me to get up on stage and dance with some... Well, that's not my sort of night. Murphy's is my sort of place. But Selena won't talk to me for the rest of the week.
He's got a son in there that he's got to go back and fucking find.
So we're just going to go out and leave him.
It's not our responsibility, so it's up to him now to come back and get him. So we're going to go and tell him now he's got to go and come back and get him because we're going out.
Selena arrives at Murphy's, fired up for a showdown with her dad. Mick's dancing partner can't help Selena track down her father.
Oh,
we have to wait for Michael and then take him home and then go out.
We'll have to wait for him now before we can go anywhere. Oh.
Unaware of the ensuing chaos, Thomas is also irritated at how things are going.
He took us downstairs, there's no food there, no nothing. I asked him if I can go upstairs. He said, no, you can't go upstairs. You'll get in trouble if you wander off, blah, blah, blah. So I just thought I'd come back upstairs and see what's going on. So much for Caribbean night, more like chips and chicken nuggets night. Brilliant.
It's like every teenage daughter's dream, like a teenage girl will always know in their heart they can run home to their dad if there's any problems. And it's like, he's sort of not at home, if you know what I mean. He's out having a laugh and you've got to find him first before you can go and find him for anything. It's different, it's not good, it's not bad, but it's just different. I'm not used to it. And I think Selena's not used to it either, because her and her dad have never been together this long, in loads of years, and they're sort of learning about each other at the same time. That's why they get the ump like, with each other, and they might have arguments and that. But at the same time, they're getting closer. I really know, like, what happened.
Back at Natasha's place, the girls are toasting Tony's decision to dive. But before that, there's a night off in Las Americas before the big day.
I won't be staying out mega late.
The girls discuss the trials and tribulations of being female in Las Americas.
They just want to pull a different girl every night, and they just want to go to the lads, hey, I got another one last night. And when you live here, it's not like that. You just want to go out with the girls, and you just want to have a dance, and you want to have a laugh.
Oh, when they're drunk. Hello, where are you from?
Where are you from?
Oh, yeah.
And they don't take no for an answer half the time as well. You're just like that, no, I'm sorry, I'm just here with my friends. And you have to be horrid to them, and you become quite hard, and it's not nice to be hard with people. It's not nice to have to say to holidaymakers, look, why don't you just piss off, because I've asked you nicely, I've told you again and again, and now you're making me horrid to you. Why are you doing it? Why don't you just leave me alone? And they'll go, won't they?
Either that, or we just rip them to shreds and make them feel so stupid that they go away.
Or we'll sit there and start picking our nose or something. That usually puts them off.
At their favourite bar, a teenager tries his luck with Tony, but he makes a fatal mistake of using that line. This guy is so thick-skinned, he fails to get the hint. A Greek cocktail gives Tony the perfect excuse to escape the wannabe Casanova. It's a highly charged night in town, and the girls are in the thick of it. Natasha, the never-ending advances of drunken males is like an annoying headache that won't go away. But unlike many of her contemporaries, she's looking to the future.
I'll be happy whilst I'm single and I'll have a great time with my friends, but I'm at an age, I think, where I really would like to be settling down and I really would like to start meeting somebody nice, and it doesn't seem to happen out here.
It's 12:30 a.m. and Selena and Sarah are finally bringing Michael and Thomas back to the hotel. But there's still no sign of Mick, who was supposed to have picked the kids up 30 minutes ago.
You haven't been back. He's in there, like...
No, we haven't been back. So put these two to bed.
It's been a long night. Selena's at the end of her tether.
He isn't even in...
They now discover that Mick has the keys to the apartment, so the boys will have to climb from her balcony to get to their room.
Let's all go first.
Yeah. Because his bed's not open. Both the beds are open. God, he's on my bed. He's on his...
He's in! He's in!
He's like he's dead.
He's there. Wait, look, my dad's collapsed on my bed, so I'm going to have to get his bed undone and sleep on his bed. And he's left his shoes on and all that, so I'm going to have to sleep in his bed tonight.
Very shocked. Leaving to sleep.
Right, we've just come back thinking that my dad's pissed off somewhere and not come home, but to be shocked, he's in bed, collapsed, pissed. So I'm quite happy about that. But it's very unusual because he's normally out and he's actually home before we are, which is not normal, for him anyway.
Selena and Sarah are finally free to do their own thing. Surprisingly, their first stop, Murphy's. Coming up in part 3, it's showtime for Penny, but will she be ready? There's blood, sweat and tears at the workers' football match.
That hurt so much, it's unbelievable.
And we join Tony as she confronts her ultimate fear, scuba diving.
So just trust me. You'll be fine.
Looks delicious, doesn't it? It's me sorted for breakfast.
The day of reckoning has arrived for Tony. After lunch, she'll head for the beach to finish what she couldn't do last time and complete her scuba dive.
She's tried to do it before, and it didn't happen. You know, she was a bit, what's the word? She was a bit hesitant about getting in the water.
So we'll be able to sort that out, or is it I can get it?
I tried to guide her before, and it didn't happen. So I think I'm going to leave her to my boss Roy this time. I'll be there, but I think it's easier to say no to a friend, isn't it?
Well, and I'll just stay on a certain level, will I? And will I have control then?
So just trust me. You'll be fine.
I know,
you're not that
you know,
deep, but just...
how far to push myself. Because, I mean, if I'm losing breath...
Tony's looking for last-minute excuses.
It gives me a lot of problems. I have a lot of problems with my upper back and my shoulders and neck.
But Natasha is raring to go.
What?
Grab your leg. Put those foot and take a few breaths.
After the safety checks, Tony's ready to dive. This time, she's not backing out. Submerged in the clear blue water, Tony soon forgets whatever fears she had.
It was great.
Did you enjoy it after all that?
Sorry?
You're a bit deaf.
I can't hear nothing. Both of my ears are completely blocked.
Tony's not visibly moved by the dive, but Natasha is left buzzing.
I don't even smoke. I really enjoyed it.
Makes you realise how easy it is. You think it's difficult, but really it's not at all. Just go straight in there and no problem.
Back at the workers' outing, after all the dramas, after all the food has been devoured and all the beer has been guzzled, there's nothing left to do than play the sacred game.
Yes, in the middle.
Shoot!
Steve!
Out! Sorry. Don't ever win in. They have got more players than us. So, you can all go and fuck yourselves. Nigel!
Yes, Darren, Darren.
Go on, go in. Yeah, oi.
That hurt so much, it's unbelievable.
Jay, go on. Jay! Hey, Paul, get out of the fucking way, doggy. Right, next goal that scores is the winners. Oh, it's fucking hard going, isn't it? I knew I'd win a cup. Just goes to show they will lose.
We never cheated. It's strange that the referee is on the winning side.
It just goes to show that you own a nightclub, you can win anything. If
That's
you work
right.
for them, you're a wank.
Well said. Hold on.
For Joe and the workers, the day has been unforgettable.
I'm tired. I want to go in bed. I had a little drink about an hour ago, and it's gone right to my head. Hey!
The next morning, things are a little icy between Selena and Mick.
I thought Chessington's Zoo was bad.
But he's taken everyone to the aqua park, where he hopes feelings will thaw a little.
North of the island's always cloudy.
Actually, to control the pain, and the pain happened, and now, as the event going to go through, I guess there's more pain coming.
We'll see who wins, but
I remember, like today, kids have enjoyed it. Well, I haven't seen much of Michael.
That's a good sign when he's enjoying it.
He's only caused one fight today. That's good.
The girls are dolling themselves up for their last big night out down Veronica's.
I came along thinking that I was going to stay in every night, but because the atmosphere here is so good, and because of Murphy's, and because of certain other clubs and pubs, and because of Selena really brought me out of myself.
He's mad, he's outgoing, he's just like us, really. Just like he's 18, really.
She's seen me really letting my hair down, and, well, I haven't got any hair, but she's seen me really going to town.
What do you reckon to Tenerife?
It's good during the day, but at night it's more for the adults, and there's not much for me and him to do, so we're just on our own all the time.
The other night she had a heart attack. It was
Oh,
so funny.
don't. A cockroach crawled up my back and I shit myself.
If there's like a cockroach on the floor,
Obviously, this isn't advisable to try at home. Last night was not the only drama of the holiday.
So when I come home one night, had a few drinks, I couldn't open the bed. So I went in next door and lay between Sarah's and Selena's bed. And I woke up in the morning and my t-shirt was soaking, and I thought, I've slept on a wet towel. And when I stood up and put my hand in her, it was all full of sick. Sarah had leaned over during the night.
I get sick all the time. It's alcohol, I just can't handle it.
Not that it didn't upset me, what I found strange was instead of Sarah apologising to me, the first thing she'd done was look at the sick and said, I can't remember eating mushrooms.
I am renowned for being sick when I'm drunk. I think I take after my mum. She just sort of collapses as well.
These things happen on holiday. I've been sick before, admittedly not over someone's head.
Selena and Sarah hit the strip in search of fun. They soon find it, but dressed in togas.
The atmosphere atmosphere in there is just like, it's sort of uplifting, so you just sort of go mad in there. It's really good. It's better than at home, because at home you sort of, people take drugs to sort of feel the same sort of thing.
But in there,
you don't need it.
Everyone's just so...
You're happy anyway, because you're on holiday and you just feel great anyway, because you're here.
You got to know your dad and your brother a bit better.
Yeah, bloody hell, have I? Me and Selena have got to know each other a bit better as well as it goes. Yeah. I think tonight has been like the most, we've been like, there's nothing gone wrong tonight, and it's all been all right. So tonight would be the best night.
Penny and her singing sidekick Kathy arrived to a full house at the Full Monty.
Scissors!
Their first taste of showbiz life is a broom cupboard for a changing room.
God, how am I meant to get changed in here? It's no bigger than a fucking shoebox.
I know. Gary's already on their case as they have only 10 minutes before they're due on stage.
Well, get yourself ready, because I'm going to need something.
He has some last-minute tips for the audience participation part of their act.
Listen, on the left-hand side, there's a group of Scottish people. Group of Scots. Right. There's one there with no teeth. Blonde hair, no teeth. Get him.
Up the stage?
Yeah, he's mad as hell. Okay?
I'll watch you then, you know.
Break a leg.
Gary's a seasoned pro and knows exactly how to warm up the audience.
The more you clap, the bigger your tits grow.
You nervous?
I'm all right, but she's having a nervous... I'm going to have to fucking slap her in a minute. She's got hysterical.
Here we go.
Right, Kathleen, here we go. Let's go and do it, kids.
Their big moment has arrived and there's no going back.
Now, don't forget, if there is any Catholics amongst you, fuck you, because the priests have been shagging each other. And we've caught them, haven't we? Ladies and gents, the Sisters of Doom!
The joke Penny couldn't get right in rehearsal gets ever nearer.
What do you mean I'm anorexic, I am? When anorexic people look in the mirror, they think they're fat. And when I look in the mirror, I know I'm fat, so I must be fucking anorexic, mustn't I?
She's done it, but the joke has failed to get a huge response.
Get them clapping, everybody.
Sister Menopause has seconds to change before her next routine. Kathy has also stripped off her habit and is rousing the pub with her singing. Meanwhile, Penny's doing what she does best, abusing the punters. It's now time for the audience to take part, and the girls have followed Gary's advice and have chosen the easy targets.
Well, if you've got a big cock, I'll see you tomorrow after.
No, thank you.
It was a good choice as the Scot gets the biggest laugh of the evening.
Right, now, here we are. We've got our teams now, as you can see.
The volunteers need a little kickstart, so Gary shows them how it's done, in style.
Brakes are coming round now.
They finished their act with a classic rendition of Viva España.
In the best of brothers, please. Viva España, España, por favor. España, por favor. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause, please. This evening, the first time ever, girls and boys, the Sisters of Doom!
The Sisters of Doom are up one run on the ladder to stardom. Unfortunately for them, the audience have been kind. Next week, charity fundraising Tenerife style.
Hey, so I'll get me tits and me arse.
80s pop icon Lamal is in town.
Famous Lamal wig. That's the old star. Tragic.
And we meet ladies' man Alan.
There's like a rumour down Veronica's that I slept with over 1,000 girls. But it's not the fact I'm going around boasting about that, because I'm not, but it's the truth.
Same time Tuesday, don't miss page 3 stunner Jordan passing on pearls of wisdom.
Mambo number 5. A little bit of Erica, a little bit of Rita, a little bit of Tina, a little bit of Sandra, a little bit of Mary, a little bit of Jessica, a little bit of you makes me your man.
Tonight, charity fundraising Tenerife style. 80s pop icon Lamal is in town.
The famous Lamal wig. That's the old star. Tragic.
And we meet ladies' man Alan.
There's like a rumour down Veronica's that I slept with over 1,000 girls. But it's not the fact I'm going around boasting about that, because I'm not, but it's the truth.
Tenerife is one of the most popular holiday spots for Brits, especially with the young, free and single. For 9 Swansea lads on their first holiday without parents, it's the morning after yet another night before.
How you feeling? Is that a smell yours?
No, I don't feel good.
Fuck. What have you been doing in the toilet, Les? I'm in a fucking shit.
We drank about 40 bottles of vodka between us all.
Done definitely 40 litres of vodka. Pints of beer is something ridiculous. We've had no water here, so we've been drinking cans of beer as if it was water. We've gone through gallons and gallons.
Hello,
Good morning.
Morning.
Did you get your end away?
I did not.
You useless bastard.
Vomit. Russell
himself has been, what did he say? 70 odd times? Been like 70 odd times.
And he come back last night, sick everywhere again.
Steve and Di keep the other lads on the straight and narrow.
I'm fucked. I'm a game of soup, yeah. Russell's probably our least responsible person on holiday.
She drank a bottle of vodka the other night, no reason at all. Like.
He's a litre of vodka in 20 minutes, half an hour, most of which wasn't with Coke, because we couldn't find it. It was actually with sangria, which he insists looks and tastes like Coke when you've had half a bottle of vodka.
It's their last day in Tenerife, and the lads are broke, so they're off to a prepaid booze cruise with Club 1830. Meanwhile, 1830's manager, Mark Jones, is on his way to pick up a VIP guest.
Just off to the airport now. I've had a phone call and Lamal's delayed flight has now actually landed without us knowing about it. He's actually phoned me from the plane itself. He's got ticked off by an air stewardess for using his mobile, but it's going to take us about 10 minutes to get there, so hopefully we timed pretty much to perfection.
Lamal, former singer of pop band Kajagoogoo, is headlining 80s Night.
Seems to be a massive revival at the moment, and especially for someone like ourselves. I mean, our clientele not only actually grew up in the 80s, but some of the young ones were born in the 80s, so the first songs they heard were stuff like sort of Spandau Ballet and Duran Duran and Ahas.
Now all Mark has to do is find Lamal. While Mark searches for his celebrity guest, the former teen heartthrob is patiently signing autographs outside.
Lamal.
Woo! Mark finally makes use of the wonders of modern communication.
Lamal, where are you? Whereabouts are you? Ah, right, outside. I'm on my way outside. I'm inside looking for you now. With 2 gorgeous blondes. I shall find you straight away then. Leave me with it.
Hi. How you doing, Mark?
Very good.
Nice to meet you soon.
Despite a terrible journey, Lamal is clearly delighted to be here for the show.
Yeah, it's a cool job. I love my life. Love my life. Especially now as it's the 80s revival, okay? All clubs out there start an 80s night.
And he's off to his hotel to relax in the sun and prepare for the show in 2 days' time.
See you later.
The Swansea lads have made it onto the boat. They've barely left the harbour and Tyler is not feeling too well. The lads have only been up for 2 hours, but they're still first in the queue for the free beer. Some whales have been spotted, but Russell has his mind on more important things.
No, he's on his skin.
He's on his 11th.
Russell gets into the party spirit and joins in with the games.
The first one.
His sickness forgotten, Tyler can't resist the free beer any longer. It's the first beer for Tyler, but number 13 for Russell.
Let's get him in.
Okay then, club, as you can see, we've now arrived at Spaghetti Bay, all right? We're going to be taking over here for about half an hour or so to give you a chance to go for a swim and have a few games, okay?
Di's first up for the belly flop competition, judged on style and splashability.
Go on, our sons.
Anybody see it?
But Russell has been concentrating on propping up the bar.
Watch your head. 3, 2, 1, 9.
And propping up himself. Back at the port, Russell gets a second wind, just in time to show off his party trick.
Oh, there's families on there.
Jenny Hodge and her 2 youngest children moved from Essex to Tenerife 2 months ago after she'd suffered from a brain tumour. She's now decided that life begins at 42.
I got pregnant when I was 17. I had my first child when I was 18. I've been bringing up children for 23 years and I haven't really done the disco bit. When I first found my kids, the first week that I came out here in April, and I said, I've been in a bar and I've been on karaoke. They just couldn't believe it because it's totally not me, do you know what I mean? And now they just, Mum, if you're going to do anything, don't embarrass us.
Her mate Dee is over for a 2-week holiday with her son Stuart.
I haven't seen her for about 6 months, so she's coming over for 2 weeks for a holiday and girly nights. So we're going to have 2 weeks for drinking, sun and being mad.
Dee's here to support Jenny's quest to climb Mount Teide, a 3,718-metre high volcano. She's doing it to raise money for charity.
I don't want to just walk it, I want to raise money for some sort of charity. I want to achieve something. I want to put something back into Tenerife or into where my life started again.
Jenny, Dee and her mate Kim are out to collect money for the climb. They start their evening with a couple of drinks in their favourite pub.
You're right. You got the list? I was totally teetotal for 20 years, never drank until I came to Tenerife. And now, if I go out on a night out, I drink like a fish.
The girls decide to try a direct approach as they head off to raise the cash.
I'm walking up Mount Teide on Monday. You're going to come down and put some money in our box? Come on, lad, get your small change out. You tight gits. Yeah. You wait till your mother sees this. More money than you'll have. Oh, I'm the best at that. Yeah, he didn't say you was the best looking.
Oh, please.
Thank you.
It's not going as well as they hoped. Dee is a bouncer back home and resorts to frisking strangers in the street.
Broke, baby.
17-year-old Michelle came out to Tenerife on a 2-week holiday after she'd been dumped by her boyfriend. Things were looking up. She got a job as an 1830s rep and a new boyfriend, Dan.
He's such a nice bloke. He's the sort of bloke that I would go out with back at home, and we get on so well.
I think she's great. She's really outgoing. She's a really good laugh. She's me. We go really well. I think we'll see a lot of each other when we get back home as well. So yeah, it's going really well at the moment.
But a week later, it's not going well for Michelle and Dan. Last night, a rep's brother who couldn't get home stayed at Michelle's apartment. Dan turned up unexpectedly and wasn't happy.
And you could see it in his eyes that he didn't believe me, looking at me like I was some kind of slag or something, you know. And I didn't expect that from him at all. And it's upset me. And I said to him, what? And he said, can't, you know. I said, Dan, I haven't done anything. And I hadn't done anything. If I'd done something, then I'd understand it, but I hadn't at all. And he just walked off. And at 5 o'clock in the morning, I wasn't going to bother going after him if that's what he wants to feel. So I just shut the door. And the rep's brother was saying, do you want me to go and talk to him? Because, you know, I feel bad. And I said, no, you know, he says that he's in love with me or whatever. And he can't even trust me, and that's one of the main parts of it. If he can't trust me, then there's no point carrying on. And it's really wound me up. And it's a shame, because I really liked him. I thought we had something special.
Michelle and Dan are no longer an item. Soon after, Dan returned to England. Coming up, we find Alan hard at work with the ladies.
You want to put that away before I chew it off. That.
Things get out of hand at an 1830s pool party. And the Swansea lads are on their last night out.
We're gonna kick it up a notch. Bam! Showtime! Everyone's going crazy this Tuesday. They're over here. Get up, you! Get with that crazy vibe. Get ready for some dangerous comedy. Thank you! It's sassy.
These are my people. What up?
Word.
Follow me into Busby's. Follow me.
It's the Swansea lads last night, and they've called their last few pesetas to make it one to remember. There's just enough for one more round of drinks. But that's one too many for Russell. Tom's also suffering, but Steve spurs him on. It was a bad idea. The lads have to help him outside. He's about to see the last round again. Jenny's collecting is not going well. The girls will have to think of a new tactic. It seems the lads want more for their money, and Jenny spies her chance for more cash.
$1 mil each. 1 million. Go on. What's a mil? 1 mil.
Listen, now 6
The money's in the tin. It's all down to Jenny. The Arena Bar. The night's picked up for the Swansea lads. They found more money.
Thursday morning.
They make up for lost drinking time.
The launch. I said arena.
And Russell's back on form.
Wednesday night, Thursday morning, not getting back tomorrow night. Tequila night.
Flushed with her recent success, Jenny tries to rope Kim into trying out her new tactics.
If I get you 10 mil, Kim, you promise. Put it there.
That's it.
10 mil for Kim's tits.
Right, here we go. Get them fucking out for the boy.
Kim honours the deal. And Jenny throws in a freebie for the crowd. They head for Princess Di's, where Jenny has even more outrageous tactics in mind.
Did he put money in your box? Don't talk to him, dear.
Jenny enlists the help of Les the compere. And he doesn't seem to mind.
Dancing. This is for charity. Woo!
Help!
You're
the one thing
I can't get enough of. So I'll tell you something. This must be love. Never felt this way before. And I swear it's the truth. And I owe it all to you.
The dirty dancing seems to have gone down well.
I think we've done very well. I've shown my boobs, which is something I've never ever done in my entire life.
18 months it's taken me to get her boobs out. And I must admit they're a lot bigger than mine, Kim.
Well done. I know. I get them from my dad's side of the family.
As Jenny and the girls call it a night, the Swansea lads have just got their second wind.
I'm gonna fall over. I fucking asshole. I fucking wank.
They're off to tramps, but Russell has a bit of trouble staying upright. He just manages to get past security.
I reckon the average drinking tonight would be between 8 and 14 pints, depending on what we're drinking. And myself and a couple of other lads, we stick to lagers because we've been drinking forever. But Ricky, Di, Russell, they're vodka boys.
I am fucking arsehole. I fucking
right. It's usually up to us to just keep an eye on and make sure they don't piss people off enough for them to start hitting them and things like that. Take them out of clubs to be sick and things like that so they don't get chucked out. Carry them home to bed usually because they can't really walk on their own.
I'm absolutely fucked.
Only 200 miles off the coast of Africa, the island is bathed in year-round sunshine. But not today. It's cloudy and cold.
Hello.
You all right?
Are you leaving the pool party already?
Michelle's had a bad week at work, and she's broken up with her boyfriend Dan. On top of that, her A-level results are due later today.
It's been quite a hard week this week. I was quite down at the beginning, having to sell the big reunions, and I haven't met my targets. And then on top of that, I admit it, I'm worried about my A-level results. I know I can't change them by worrying, but I do worry. And so I've had that on my mind as well. and it just all seemed a bit too much this week.
But Michelle has no time for worrying as there's a pool party to organise.
Because of the weather, it's going to be quite hard to motivate people, but as reps, that's our job to get them up. So we're going to do our best, and it's not a bad turnout today, considering it's cloudy.
Michelle does her best to rally the troops.
And you get gas, and you still get suntan in there.
She finally gets a game of volleyball going. Michelle's managed to liven up the afternoon.
That was quite good considering the weather. It's absolutely freezing in it for some reason. Not very many people from the castle there, so it's a bit outnumbered.
Some of the lads devised their own game with a little bit of mustard and ketchup.
No hysteria! Give us up! I'm gonna kill you!
No one volunteers to clear up, so it's left to Michelle.
I soaked the mustard. I'm standing in it. And I've had to pick all this out of the pool.
Alan Dixon moved to Tenerife from Burnley almost 7 years ago. Along with his mate Manny, he promotes parties and excursions for the young, free and single.
What we're doing, girls, is going around promoting this party. It's a party that takes part every fortnight. It's a full inclusive night out. It's just one mad night up amongst about 300 people having a good laugh, entertainment, free bar for 5 hours, you get a meal included, and loads of sexually orientated party games if you want to take part in them. If you're only good at faking orgasms, get on the old banana and see what you can do.
Alan's job allows him to suss out the talent in Tenerife, which has given him something of a reputation. At only 25, he claims to have a track record that Don Juan would die for.
I'm a tit man. I love breasts. And when I say looking at breasts, we're talking about 2 goddamn footballs here.
He's an animal. He'll go down there and he'll pull them, and basically he'll ask them within 10 minutes if they're going to go back to the apartment and make mad, passionate love to him. If they say no, he'll leave them and move on. If they say yes, he'll do the deed.
The thing is, he's got the gift of the gab, and especially his job that he does in the day, he's got to be able to approach people, so girls just fall for him anyway.
Oh, the glory down there.
Yeah, send me for a couple of lads, basically. You want to say hello to your man? Get down.
Now you've turned me on a little bit.
He holds the record for shagging as many women while working. I think it was 6 women in 5 hours.
If Alan did do that, Superman's got nothing on him.
The life in Tenerife for a young single man is superb. You've got everything you could possibly want. It's like living like a millionaire without any money. You've got your pool, I've got a jacuzzi, I've got a round bath, I've got everything I could possibly want. TV, video, hi-fi, and loads of women.
Tough luck.
That's far too big. There's a lot of people who wouldn't believe it, and a lot of people I'm not really interested if they believe it or not. But there's like a rumour down Veronicas that I slept with over 1,000 girls. But it's not the fact I'm going around boasting about that, because I'm not, but it's the truth. Hello.
Hello there.
How are you? You all right? Have you had a good one? No. No? Sleep with so many girls. Well, if I was sleeping with so many guys, I'd be worried about it. So obviously, sleeping with that many girls is quite exciting.
Alan has even developed a theory on women from all over the world.
The Swedish girls and obviously the other foreign girls are very laid back and very preserved sort of thing, and you actually have to make a move on them. But you've got the Scottish ones who are well open, like a good piss up, like a good snog in the bar and things like that. That's what they're like. Now the English girls, I think the English girls, especially the Londoners and the girls from Burnley, have got a bit more class about them. And they don't go around opening their legs for any old geezer coming along. Are you here to party? Because I don't want to speak to you if you're not. I'm just dedicated to liking women. That's me, I think. Be scared, and you want to put that away before I chew it off. That. Right then, all we're doing, girls, is he's popping out again. I can't put it back in, won't you? So, I don't know what to do. I'm going to be walking around like that in a minute. you don't enjoy the company of a lady, and then I don't know, it's not worth being in Tenerife, really.
Down at Oasis Radio, Lamal's here to promote 80s Night. DJs Nathan and Paul are hosting the show.
Hi, Paul. How are you? Great and American woman. Now we've been joined with
We're not worthy.
On your knees.
We're not worthy.
On your knees.
Oh, stop it. I won't be able to get my head out the door.
We've been joined in the studio by 80s legend, 80s idol, icon, and any other word beginning with I and ending with an O in it that we can think of.
Igloo.
The former lead singer of Kajagoogoo and a man with a solo career all of his own, and probably some of the world's most fantastic haircuts in pop history, Lamal. Welcome to Oasis FM.
Hey! Woo! Lamal's in the house. Woo, 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 woo.
Go on, then. It's not going to play, so go on, play.
Okay.
There's a technical hitch, but Lamal comes to the rescue.
This has happened live before.
Yeah, it's all right.
Turn around. Hey! Look at what you see.
Now let's have it in the pre-recorded, not quite as exciting state. Let's have the right songs that
I did that one. Oh my God!
You got worried then because you didn't even know your own song. Right,
I suddenly turned into Dionne Warwick.
So what can people expect from you tomorrow? What are we looking forward to?
Well, the great thing about a live performance is it's a one-off.
Yeah.
You know, no live performance is the same, so that's the first thing. Unlike Milli Vanilli, of course I can prove that I did sing on my records.
Oh.
I've really rediscovered myself. I've got all this fab enthusiasm. I've been out shopping and I've got a fab new outfit that I'm wearing tomorrow night.
Cheers,
hey guys,
much
thank you very much. Brilliant. Yeah.
Right. We needed 2 hours, really.
Whoa.
The sun's come out, just in time for Michelle to ring home for her A-level results.
Telephone. Telephone. Right, Anna, I'm going to make you do it. No, you do it. I don't want to tell you. I don't want to tell me either.
Back in England, Michelle's friend Adele is gearing up to tell her how she's done.
I imagine that Michelle's can't wait to finish work and that she wants to get to the phone because she's had to wait all day for this. So hopefully, you know, that we won't have to wait too much longer.
Hello?
Hello, it's Michelle. How are you?
I'm fine, how are you?
I'm all right.
Right, are you ready?
No, I'm not. What do you need?
B&T, please.
Do you?
No.
Right, are you ready?
No, I'm not.
Right, are you sitting down?
No.
Oh.
Do I need
Psychology.
to? Psychology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a B.
B?
Yeah.
God.
Performing arts.
Yeah.
You got a C.
Oh God, I don't need a C for that.
Sorry?
I need a B. I want a B for that.
Oh.
Right, go on. What do I get for biology?
Human biology. You got a C.
Yeah.
Right, and your general studies, you got a D.
A
B.
It gives you 24 points altogether.
24.
Yeah.
Well, that's enough.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant! Well done.
Are you pleased?
Yeah.
Oh, I am.
Are you? Are you proud of me?
You've done so well.
I'll see you when you come home. Bye.
Bye.
Well, at least I passed everyone.
Are you in university?
Yeah, I've got enough.
Really pleased for her. Really, really pleased.
That means you're going home. I am going to go home. What's that now? 3 weeks. You missed me. See, I told you had nothing to worry about.
At last, there's some good news for Michelle.
Hang on me. It's you, didn't it? No.
It's Monday morning, and Jenny and Dee are on their way to Mount Teide for the climb.
Yes. Is that it? You're thought I was mad when I said I was going to do it. But now what do you think?
Looking at it, I think you're absolutely crazy, but go for it, girl.
Go.
9:30 a.m. and Jenny's mountain guide has arrived.
Oh, he's young, isn't he?
You're going to climb a mountain, nothing else.
That'd be different, wouldn't it? Joining my life club. Actually, no, I'd have to teach him, wouldn't I? He's a bit young. Jenny, what's your name?
My name is
Hi.
José Ramón.
Say that
Nice
again?
to meet you. José Ramón.
Jose Ramon. What can we call you for short?
Ramon.
Ramon. Ramon. You just doing the first
But Jenny's in for a shock. The guide won't be going all the
Are
way.
you not going all the way?
No, say me that the one part, for example, accent Montaña Blanca.
Yeah.
And then you follow the
Path
route to the peak.
See.
It's okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
I'm going.
See you later, girl. Good luck.
With my t-shirt.
Yeah, I'll meet you down the bottom with your t-shirt.
Right.
See ya. Bye.
Bye. Here you go.
Are you Mrs. Lisa?
I'm Mrs. what?
No.
No, I'm Jenny. Jenny.
Kenny.
Jenny.
Denny.
So you're not married? Not married?
No, by the moment, no.
Girlfriend?
By the moment, in this moment, no. No, too.
Me? Divorced, 4 years.
Yes?
5 babinos.
Oh, but in consequence, you are married very young.
Yes, see.
Oh,
I was 18.
because Mrs. Denny.
Mrs. Jenny.
Is young or look like young.
I look young. Oh, you darling. Take him home with me.
I leave.
Jenny's been walking for 3 hours and she's just about to lose her guide, Jose Ramon.
You are welcome, Denny. And see you later. And I hope that you enjoy the food part.
Yes, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Jenny has still got another 3 kilometres to climb. Coming up, Alan's on the prowl.
At the end of the night, there's a little bottom like that.
Jenny's trek gets tougher.
I'm absolutely knackered. We're only halfway, and I can hardly breathe.
And Lamal gears up for his performance.
Woo! Coming up. It's like a drug, actually. It's like a drug. It's fabulous.
Stage 2.
Although Jenny doesn't know it, there's a 4-hour vertical climb still to go up Mount Teide.
I want to fit so much into my life now. I don't want to die and say, if only I'd done that. I'm absolutely knackered. We're only halfway, and I can hardly breathe. When I get to the top, I'll be absolutely knackered, but I think I'll be so elated, and I think it's just going to be one of the really biggest highlights of my life. Can't do this no more. The next time, taking the bloody lift. We're nearly there.
It's taken 7 hours and temperatures well over 30 degrees, but Jenny has finally reached the top.
Please tell me this is the top. Oh, darn, I can't even walk now. Please tell me it's the top. Does that mean I can sit down? Definitely come up in a cable car next time. I can't believe I've done that. Oh, God. Oh, it stinks.
A year ago, she was confined to a hospital bed. It's been an amazing achievement.
People that were really close to me knew what I was like before I was ill, and they sort of spurred me on. I couldn't have done it if it weren't for their support. They made me believe I could do it, but I really didn't believe I could do it. Not without using the cable car. I thought I'd have to use the cable car. And I just feel
feel stupid now, but I feel great. I can't talk.
Jenny returned to the bottom by cable car. She raised a total of £400 for the Parachute Regiment's Pegasus Fund.
T-shirt.
Greatly deserved, so I hear. Well done, girl. Good job. Oh, never mind, don't worry. But you did it, didn't you? Did it? Oh, no. Here you go. One T-shirt.
As the sun sets over Tenerife, things are just starting to heat up in Veronicas. Alan and his mate Tomo are at home preparing for the night ahead.
I was a stripper for 2 years. Why was a stripper? Because I had a cock like that. Exactly. But listen, I'm the kind of person who might have one, might have a big one. But I know for a fact, it's a small one, it's a bonny one, and I've got a very fast arse. All right? Yeah, you're welcome. Do you want my, I should be a bloody hairdresser, I should.
Ching
Let's have a
ching.
damn good
Salute.
night.
Good hunting.
Good hunting, huh? Okay, that's the way you put it. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Tell my love, please.
All it takes is a couple of vodka Red Bulls and they're ready to go. Lamal's warming up.
I have to sing very gently before a show to warm up. It's basically the voice is like a muscle. So before a show, it has to, because you know the performance is where you really give it full on, and the warm up has to be of a certain, a certain level of intensity. My girls.
Darling.
Darling. Mwah. Mwah.
Miggs is Lamal's backing singer and Sue is a friend along for the ride. Both girls are recruited to help him get dressed and made up for the show.
Famous Lamal wig that I will pop on at some point. That's the old style. Tragic. I need some boots like yours, mate. Definitely. Ooh. Girls, what do we think?
He looks totally crazy. It's great.
Is this a laugh of approval or a laugh of, oh my God?
Ready now. Yeah, we're ready now.
You're ready now. You're ready now. Showtime. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Oh. That's the note I was looking for.
Down at Las Americas, Alan's made it to Veronicas, and he's hot to trot tonight.
I reckon about 75% of the people in Tenerife are looking for sex. They're here for one reason.
It's the only place to be if love or lust is on your mind. With that in mind, Alan gets stuck in, and language is never a barrier.
The word I say to Italian girls is, I start off by saying "dubbia var." That means "how are you?" Is that right?
Non capisco, so solo l'italiano io.
Oh, right then. Bellissimo, bellissimo. Ciao bella, bellissimo.
Ciao.
Have you got a license for your boobs?
Yeah.
What it is, the best thing about this girl, the best thing about this girl, because I understand every word she means, and she doesn't understand every word I mean.
Yeah.
She's a very nice girl. No, don't.
I understood.
She's a very nice girl, but she likes it dripping off her nose. Is that right? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the way it goes in Italy. She likes it dripping off her nose. Yeah.
No.
What? No. Why not?
No, right.
I'm sorry. I tried, but I failed.
But Alan's not one to give up easily, so he tries his luck in Leonardo's.
Bit of a macaroni. It's not my fault.
Another knockback.
I never push on girls. If they don't want to dance, they don't want to dance.
So Alan hits the champagne for a bit of Dutch courage.
The professional way is without a pop. But I can't get the fucker off. Start the evening with 2 bottles of champagne, and then you know the least you can pull at the end of the night is a little bottom like that.
Veronicas later.
Where have you just been?
This time, Alan changes his technique and tries to use his uncanny knack with accents to pull.
Without even knowing.
Go on.
See you again.
Say, hello, my name is so-and-so. I live in a nice town. Go on.
Well, I do actually. Hello, my name's Becky and I live in Alkington.
Well, Yorkshire. No, it's not Yorkshire. It's far too nice for Yorkshire. Obviously, if it's Yorkshire, you know him. But I'm going to say this girl lives in somewhere around about, obviously, below the Kent region, more or less Midlands, but a bit further up.
Sorry, you're
A bit further down. Where is it? Where is it?
I'm from Manchester.
I'll do that. That'll do. Manchester will do absolutely fine because look at her. She's a far good example for a northern girl because she's beautiful.
Manchester,
she wears a lovely dress.
Alkington.
Oldham.
No, I am not.
Is it near Altrincham?
No, it's not, I'm afraid.
Is it not? I used to work in Altrincham. Anyway, you have a really nice night.
I will do.
I hope you get a pissed out your head and have a really good one. See you later, China woman.
At the medieval castle on the outskirts of town, Lamal's gearing up for his performance.
5 minutes. Oh my God. Should be okay. This is the time of the show when my adrenaline really starts to, woo, coming up. It's like a drug, actually. It's like a drug, it's fabulous. Yeah, always.
It's showtime.
Oh my God, here we go. Showtime, baby. Let's go back in time. Oh, they're just a mad holiday crowd. They're really up for it. They're here to escape, from the trials and tribulations of life. So I mean, from a performance point of view, you can't really lose unless you're really shit.
2 hours later, and Lamal joins the fans to party on.
Lamal down there from Kajagoogoo is here in Tenerife tonight, and we'd like everybody in the back to give him a big round of applause. Come on, for the rest of it, show your respect. We're going to dedicate this song to him from the Proclaimers, 500 miles.
Alan and Tomo hit bonkers, and they know just the spot to find the girls, outside the ladies' loos.
Yeah, not too bad. Give us a big kiss. Give us a big kiss.
Bring your right arm down to your left hand, down.
Alan's on a roll.
Down,
up, and he gets straight down to business. But not for long, as he leaves her to get down to something completely different.
He's just a 70 throwback.
Come on, everybody!
just want to say I'm representing everybody.
It's time for the ultimate test of machismo.
Everybody involved this night, and I've also said I'm representing everybody involved this night. Hang on, let's do a split decision then. How many of you are supporting Alan? Give me a cheer now. How many of you are supporting me? Give me a cheer now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say it in Russian. Skraish, Venge, Ost.
Down in 3.5 seconds.
Come on! It wasn't actually a bang-on draw. Alan beat me. No, Alan, you won.
Alan wins, but on the ladies' front, he's only had 2 snogs all night.
At the end of the night, you haven't pulled and then it's not down to yourself or whatever. It's just basically down to purely you've drunk too much and you've had a brilliant night with mates.
The next day, he's philosophical.
My goal is obviously to get my own little cottage in the countryside, coal fire, 3 or 4 children and a lovely wife. But I can always look back and tell my children or tell my sons I spent 6 or 7 years in Tenerife and had a brilliant time. It was the wildest time I ever had.
Next time on Summer 99 Uncovered, DJ Scott's latest PR stunt doesn't impress his boss.
Not fucking happy without that #1 on it.
A night on the town with the Spice Girls, Tenerife style. And we meet the couple whose sex life depends on the football season.
We can start bonking again now the season started. Yes!
And we meet the couple whose sex life depends on the football season.
We can start bonking again now the season started. Yes!
It's Tuesday afternoon, and Joe, the owner of Bobby's Bar, has been asked to run the failing Paradise Club, just a few doors down from Bobby's.
Just going to go and have a look at Paradise, which I'm taking over, and see what I need to get done before everything opens up in there.
The owner of the Paradise has made Joe an offer he can't refuse. Turn the club's fortunes around, and he'll become the major shareholder.
If, for me, to be here 18 years and can't fill this place, then I might as well pack my bags and go. I know what to do here. It's easy. So you need to do something to this bar, maybe put some lighting underneath it. I mean, it's, again, the colour. I mean, the colour's really pissing me off. This is the best part about it. What happens here, which is I've already, like I said, I've already started getting bits of it done. I would have the biggest doorman in the world just standing there, and you've got to be a proper VIP to come in here. This bar...
Joe's a popular figure in Las Americas, and his new venture has aroused a lot of interest. But even some of his own staff have a few doubts about the Paradise.
I think Joe's chances of making it work are very slim. If anyone could do it, it would be Joe. Anyone else wouldn't have a chance at all.
I mean, there's quite a few PRs that I know that started work for him. They said, like, we've got a few people in there, but it will take time. So everyone knows it as a Spanish bar.
So I wish him all the best for that. I hope it works out. But obviously it makes my job harder because I'm working at Bobby's, and they, even though we're part of the same team, we are competitors at the end of the day. So I hope it goes down the pan.
Every afternoon at 5, Joe sits at his usual table on Veronica's, meeting and greeting and taking care of business. The Paradise opens in 4 days, but Joe has no staff. He's hoping a last-minute ad on the radio will get a good response.
Bobby's need PRs, bar staff, glass collectors and DJs. So if you're looking for work, then be at Bobby's at 5 o'clock this afternoon.
But with the season almost over, it's the worst time of the year to find staff, and only 2 people show up looking for work.
What'd you do? What'd you...
DJ.
No one else has told you to go see...
No one's actually offered me.
Where would you like to work?
Bobby's.
You'd like to work? You're not just saying that?
No, it's...
Well, I'll tell you what I'll do then. You've got half hour to go and do what you like up there. Not impress me, just be yourself. You know, if you want to talk over the mic, if you want to swear over the mic, you've got half hour to do what you like. And if I feel you're good enough for Bobby's, I'll keep you in Bobby's. If I feel that you're a bit more for the new club, then we wait a couple of days. I'll look after you. Jay, 12 o'clock tonight. I'll be up. Just come and see me. No one else. Just come straight to me. All right, lads?
All right, thanks a lot.
I'll see you tonight.
Thanks a lot.
All right?
Cheers, Sam.
Don't forget the shirt. Preferably iron. All right?
These 5 friends from Dublin are on the last 2 days of their holiday in Tenerife. As the eldest, Dave keeps an eye on them all, and Barry's the comedian.
443, which is next door to her. So he opens the door for me, and I'm like, oh no, this is not my apartment. So the door opens and I walk in, and there's this fella out the back, and he jumps up and he says, what's going on? I said, oh, how are you, John? Where's the rest of the lads? That there was the junior.
They each brought £1,000 spending money with them, and the boys have a mission, to spend the last of it before heading home. They'd see it as a personal failure if any money's left by tomorrow night.
We each brought about close to 1,000, 900,000 pounds each. We did everything that's gone. That was the idea, that we all come out here with enough money to have a great time.
Yeah, I don't want to go back and change my money like back into Irish. That's a sign of an unsuccessful holiday.
No, it's only money. Can't take it with you.
The lads have planned an action-packed day in the hope of getting rid of the last of their cash. First up is a game of paintball, and that takes care of a cool £100.
But you'll never take away my freedom! Does my bum look big in this?
Like the hat,
The winner team. Your mission is attack and catch the goal box.
We're gonna tear them apart. We're gonna shoot them all up.
Greens, are you ready?
Their mission is to take the enemy bunker and grab the box. They've got a tough job on their hands. The blue team's very experienced. Hoping for a psychological advantage, the enemy team is kitted out in scary face masks. But undaunted, the green team forge ahead, taking out an early casualty, then digging in at the wall.
Just get shot, man. Fuck. Thank you.
The enemy's dropping like flies.
Vamos. He's dead. He's dead. He's dead. No, let's shoot. Oh,
And another 2 bite the dust.
Go inside, get the box. Get the box.
Having wiped out the opposition, the Greens take the bunker and successfully carry out the mission. They're declared winners.
I enjoyed it. Yeah. One of the better things we've done so far, I have to say now.
I got a lovely shot right between the eyes, but that was my strategy, you know. Let the boys think we were going down.
First time I've been shot for 3 months.
Is it?
Well, yeah.
You know Irish fellas today.
Yeah, look at that one.
Gordon shot me in the fucking arm. I'm lying behind a barrel, Gordon, sitting there, and he says, move in, and the gun is aiming at me. Don't shoot that, don't shoot that. You're all right, bang, right across me arm. See you there?
Boys will be boys, but in Las Americas, they're not the only ones letting it all hang out. Girls can be equally outrageous. Every Thursday evening during the season, 500 clubbers pile into exit 29 on the outskirts of town to wallow around in soapy water. Things tend to get quite heated. The DJ takes a moment out to cool down.
They turn it out. Without a doubt. They turn it out. Without a doubt. They turn it out.
Stop right now. Thank you very much. I need some.
These 4 girls from Maidenhead are in Tenerife on their first holiday together, and they're having a ball. Not surprisingly, they often get called the Spice Girls.
We're all like really similar but really different, and everyone's got their sort of thing that they throw into, like, I don't know, Laura's like the fucking weirdo mad freako one. She just hasn't got a clue. She's just like up there somewhere in her own little Lucy land. Jerry's the one who looks after her. She plays mum.
Yeah.
But then every now and then she sort of comes out and she's like mad.
She is mad. She is mad. She'll do anything for a laugh.
One of their best nights so far has been at the foam party. The girls knew exactly what they wanted from their holiday.
Shagfest.
We just wanted to get drunk and pool and everything.
Have a laugh with our mates.
Yeah.
And we achieved that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, baby.
They certainly have achieved their goal, with Laura a clear winner in the pulling stakes.
No, she's pulled 14.
Yeah, 14.
14. I'm pulled 10. I've got a boyfriend.
Boring and faithful.
Dickheads in here, I must say.
Orange my t-shirt.
Can you stay out of the phone now, please? Thank you very much.
See ya.
Basically, what I could do for you is get your tooth one down in.
19-year-old Jay has spent the summer season working as a PR, and he insists the girls are giving it as large as the boys.
Are you buying the drink?
You are.
No,
Well,
you
the
are.
heat does something to girls. And I think they let their hair down. They're coming out with a group of girls who they trust, you know what I mean, who don't judge them. They know them for who they are. So they can sleep with X amount of people and not be judged by what they're doing. And at the end of the day, everyone comes out here, no holds barred, have a laugh.
8 of Jay's mates from home have come out on a lad's holiday, and they agree that girls are more forward out here.
They're all up for it, they're all a good laugh. And they're here just for the same thing as us, you know?
You've got your typical image of your lad on holiday having a good time, but a lot of the time it's the women who are the worst.
There's a lot of girls here that you can have a good time with. You can say goodbye in the morning, and you don't think anything less of them, really, do you?
I know there's no strings.
Yeah.
Tonight's a bit special. It's Kerry's 18th birthday, and the girls are getting ready to go out and celebrate. In their small apartment a few hundred yards away, Jay's mates are getting ready to celebrate Ben's 19th birthday.
Don't look at it, you fucker. Oh, no, get out of there! Get out of there!
I think tonight my hair will be all curly, so I have to try and straighten it out.
How many times have I told you, get rid of the mega hole?
No, I like makeup because it makes my hair much better.
Does anyone else want some? Because
Boys, everyone finish with the iron, boys.
Do I love you?
Do you love me? Do you love me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Shortest skirt ever is about to go on.
It's not cold enough.
Oh, it's see-through.
Ah! I'm gonna fuck you up.
Come on, hurry up. We need to get out, mate. Come on.
I'm sweating, I'm bloody boiling. It's Terry's birthday, and we always do something good for our birthdays. I had a stripper for my birthday. A stripper? And I got a white stretch limo up to Caesar's Palace nightclub in Streatham.
And I went and saw Backstreet Boys.
And so we're going for the cocktails tonight in Lineker's.
Yep, strawberry daiquiri, please. Big fat jug
Big
for
jug.
me. Big fat straw.
Yeah, I'll be fine, yeah. I'll be hammered on that anyway, so I'll be alright.
I've got these badges for my birthday.
I'm a virgin, do me a favour. You've got to wear that one.
Coming up, Jamie auditions at Bobby's, but Scott's not impressed.
Nobody walks in Bobby's and when playing 4 records gets a job.
Ben's birthday celebrations are kicked off in style. And Danny and Jill let the big match determine who's on top tonight.
Our sex starts from the Charity Shield, eh? Big
That's true.
Over the last 5 years, club culture has evolved into...
Dressed to kill, the girls are on their way to their favourite bar, Lineker's, to celebrate Kerry's 18th birthday.
I do believe...
At the same time, the lads celebrate Ben's birthday by tucking into spring rolls and chips at their local Chinese.
Boys.
Happy birthday, Star. Happy birthday,
While the lads toast birthday boy Ben at the restaurant, the girls opt for cocktails.
Strawberry margarita.
Oh, I'm never gonna drink all that. Cheers, Laura. Hey, Joe. Cheers, buddy. How are you all?
The boys meet up with Jay, and as tonight is a special occasion, they intend to hold a little competition. Lip night. Jay explains all.
Basically, one lick on the lips is a point.
Example.
Lads, example. There we go. There we are. And basically, a snog, right? A snog. Got it. Oh. A snog is 2 points. 1, 2, 3.
In Bobby's bar, the competition starts in earnest, with Paul and Alan making all the early running.
There we go.
Back in Lineker's, the girls kick off the dancing. And lip night is going a treat.
I've got one out. I've got one.
Wayne's taking no chances. He's bringing a companion along for the ride. Ted's got the same idea. And birthday boy Ben's giving it the large.
A lovely birthday.
Stop right now. Thank you very much.
The girls give us a quick chorus of their favourite song.
Hey, you, always on the run. Gotta slow it down, baby. Gotta have some fun. Always be together.
But the cocktails have got the better of the birthday girl.
I think it might have been something I ate, or I don't know, it might have been because I was drinking this afternoon.
And Kerry's not the only casualty of the night.
There you go. Law of gravity. What goes in comes out. Come on, girls.
You want to play or not?
In Waikiki Beach, lip night scores are mounting up.
In the bag.
Great swing on a grand 10.
On a big fat 10.
On a grand 10. I'm on 12, son. I'm leading. Come on, then.
But Jay hasn't won yet.
Come on! 18! Let's have it
I'm on 13. I'm on 16.
24!
I'm on 16.
Kerry is clearly the worst for wear and heads for home early.
I'm going to bed. She's ill. I'm going to look after her. Oh, I'm going home early to look after her on her birthday.
But lip night continues on into the night. Next morning, and the lads aren't quite sure who won, but they know they had a good time.
Every time I looked round, everyone was like necking birds and everything like that. I was on about 31, I reckon.
At the end of the day, I'm on holiday and I've got to have it. So, and I was in Valentino's, kissing his bird light, and had a lad of champagne over my head. No, I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it.
I was ahead at one point, but then, I mean, no, everyone just, you know what I mean, just grabs birds and just gets points willy-nilly, but it's just for a laugh.
Hey, girls. DJ Scott Angry Anderson works hard at self-promotion, and Joe has also put him in charge of advertising for Bobby's Bar.
I mean, up until 6 months ago, we've never even advertised once in any magazine, any newspaper. Joe has always said, I don't need to advertise, which was true in the past, but now there's different clubs coming to Tenerife, so it's me does the promotional side of it, basically because I do come up with the ideas.
A recent idea of Scott's was to set up a Bobby's website on the internet.
I said to him, Joe, the internet and all that, he went, what's, you know, you know nothing about it. I said, no, we've got to do it. It doesn't cost a lot. So why don't we do it? And he said, yeah, go for it. Well, first of all, this is the Bobby's homepage. Then you've got the Scott Angry Anderson page, which is on me. It's a picture of me in the club, saying if you'd like to book me, you can.
With Joe busy preparing to open at the Paradise, Scott has been given the job of PR for Bobby's Bar.
Should be up there already, but...
You tell me to come down there at 3 o'clock.
I was up at 2 o'clock.
I fucking rushed down there, now it's like our delay.
There's a problem
This afternoon, he's dragged Joe down to the beach for a look at his latest promotional enterprise.
Right, today it's another little publicity stunt for myself and Bobby's. We've got a plane, it usually flies past with the casino. Big casino, big hotels advertising it. But we thought it'd be nice just to advertise Bobby's on it.
Look at it, it's coming down.
Come on, Diego, down you go.
Go on, son, give it a whirl. Give it a whirl. Here we go.
Hey!
Scott's fellow DJ Nathan has come along for a look at the banner.
Read that banner. Read that banner.
It's got a dodgy R on it.
Besides a dodgy R, Joe notices that something's missing.
Where's the #1 bit then?
I don't know.
What's going on then?
He said to me last night it was OK, but it's not. It's probably over 35 letters.
I wonder if it's come off it.
Yeah, I don't know.
The best bit out of all of that was missing #1. You know?
Yeah, it's never mind. Yeah, but the #1 was an afterthought anyway.
I'm not fucking happy without that #1 on it.
Despite the missing letters and the dodgy R, Scott's banner is deemed a success.
All I can say is, we done it first. Let the rest follow.
Yeah!
To celebrate the endeavour, Joe orders sangria at the Terrace Cafe. His daughter, Bobby Jo, clearly enjoys the sweet, fruity drink.
You like it? Yeah. No more now. No more. You'll get drunk.
There's only 3 days to go until Joe takes over at his new club, the Paradise, but he's feeling confident.
But whatever happens, if I've only got the 2 DJs, I'm going to open up anyway. I've told the guy to do some cleaning up in there, paint round, clean the mirrors, windows. So hopefully, I'm looking quite forward to Friday night.
The Irish lads had a great morning on the paintball range, but they've still got some holiday money left to spend. Next up, a game of crazy golf.
With the balls. Don't come without the balls, because...
No balls. No balls.
Shay sets up a little side bet, and that takes care of some more loose change.
The winner gets 1,000 from everybody. That's a fiver. That's 5.
Winner takes the pot. Right.
Now, I've no money, I have to give you an IOU.
It's like it. It's going back there again, boys.
I want my money back.
And as a keen golfer, Shay wins hands down. And it's straight onto the bungee. Their savings are quickly being exhausted.
I'm not at all in the slightest looking forward. Just, I keep thinking that cable's going to snap and I'll end up going home free. Oh yeah, get on it. I might be home before you all, boys. Yeah, go on. Oh my God.
Dave limps back down the stairs, having bravely faced up to his mortal fear of heights.
Come on, sorry. Go down there.
This is Danny's Bar, a traditional British pub through and through, where the owners are football mad.
Cheers, babe. Thank you very much, darling. I would describe Danny's Bar as a spit and sawdust pub, right? I think we're the most like a pub anywhere
On Tenerife.
on the island.
Yeah.
The reason it's a good bar is because we have good people into our bar. Our customers are good.
It's a good life, but it's a hard life. It's no, I suppose it's exactly the same as when you live in England, when you're running a business. The only thing with Tenerife is running a bar, it's like a 24-hour-a-day job.
I would say with anything that you do, you work hard and you play hard, and that makes it a success.
While Jill runs the bar, husband Danny provides the entertainment.
I'll always enjoy playing till it's too late, I suppose. You've got to keep going on and carrying on, you know? That's what it's all about.
The only thing that comes between Danny and Jill is their allegiance to different football teams.
Arsenal and Man United, right, are the two best teams in England. Sorry, everybody else, but we're the best two teams in England.
No, Man United's the best team.
Rubbish.
Not Arsenal.
Right, we have got to win the Charity Shield. We will win it. We're the holders. Arsenal are the holders, right?
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, well, we will see.
Yeah, we'll see.
He's typical United. He's a Cockney red, full of mouth and channel vision. All right?
No,
we'll
get
let
it
our
right.
team do the...
Tunnel vision, that's what you mean.
That's what I mean. We will let our team do the talking on Sunday. First of all, we do not have sex when the football season's not on, right? Our sex starts from the Charity Shield, I think,
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
Whoever wins, when Arsenal are playing Man United, we do have sex on all the other games, every other time.
Yeah,
right?
if I'm lucky.
3 times now on a Saturday. 3 times now on a Saturday. Now, what we do is, when Man United and Arsenal are playing, whoever wins gets the choice of the position, okay?
And that's
Whoever
it, really.
wins.
Whoever
So
wins.
most of the
Normally, it's
time-
Man United have won everything, so I'll get the choice.
They've had a busy morning, but with money still burning a hole in their pockets, the Irish lads hit the local market to get rid of yet more cash. Dave reckons he drives a hard bargain, but the stallholders see him coming, and the boys are soon sold an overpriced imitation designer watch.
Thank you, kid. Sorry. Oh no, you want to change as well, yeah? Yeah. Can I give you change tomorrow? That doesn't sound right to me.
And then another one.
6.5.
Oh my God, don't be hard, man.
I got to 6 now if you don't give me 6.5.
Deal. Keep going, keep going.
And he can't resist a matching set of jewellery for his girlfriend back home.
Nice one. That's the fashion. That's nice fashion.
I'll give you 3,000. Match a necklace and ankle bracelet. You want the 20 quid, turn me out to 15. Girlfriend. Gordon doors.
Then Shay joins in the fun as well.
I like Gucci one's nice.
Well, how many bag you want?
2.
2 bags?
3,000.
Joking, sir.
No, I'll give you 3.5.
3.5?
3.5 and 2 bags.
No, give me 4 bags. Put it 4 in. Don't bargain more with me, believe me. That's 2 for days, that's 10.
Well, I spent £80 and I got a handbag for myself, a chain, an ankle bracelet, 2 watches, and one of them laser light things. So it wasn't too bad. Like.
I got my girlfriend Aoife handbag. I got how'd say that? I get it.
How'd you get a name?
Laser pen, and a chain. I mean, a lot of it is rubbish.
We got the present for Mum as well. We got a statuette thing made of glass and gold in it. £25. It was handmade. You saw your man making there on the base of it. It was glass. It's nicer.
After an expensive day, the lads head back to their hotel exhausted and with lighter wallets to recharge their batteries before their last night in town. Midnight on Veronicas, and the boys and girls have come out to play. Jamie's arrived at Bobby's bar ready to audition for a DJ job.